What's the deal? What's good? What's poppin'? This is Leo from Art Mart Biz, and this is Out the Box with Creatives, our podcast where we interview artists, musicians, belly dancers, people that are thinking outside the box, aspiring to build their career outside the box, or are just inspired by people that do things different from societal norms and people that think for themselves. And today we are interviewing a lovely artist. Her name is Mariana. How are you, Mariana?
I'm good. How are you?
I have a question for you, and I want you to tap into your memory a little bit. Another artist said this is like psychotherapy. So my first question is, what is your earliest memory of being an artist, when you realized you were a creative person?
Well, when I was very young, I learned how to paint and draw from my father. But my earliest memory, I would say, is drawing and doodling in class while I'm supposed to be listening to the teacher, or painting at my grandma and grandpa's house as a child. So I would have fun, but those are my memories as a kid growing up. So.
Why your grandparents' house? Was there something special about that space?
I was really able to explore my creativity. I remember this one time we found some sort of palm tree, old casing, and my grandpa and I kind of turned it into a ship because it was shaped like one. So I was able to really express myself the way I wanted to, and that's kind of was my safe place, was at my grandma and grandpa's house to do that. So
that's really nice. I like that a lot. And so in that progress of you being creative with your grandparents and in school, when did it hit you? When did lightning strike that this is what you wanted to commit to?
Well, I kind of took a big leap of faith because I was leaving high school and I was starting off, going to college. And I decided to major in art, which was not really what I think my family envisioned for me. And so that is kind of where I started really diving into my style, the way I paint, and learning as much as I can about painting and drawing. So.
What impacted you most in high school as far as learning art? Was there one thing that you really ran with?
I would say I really started painting in high school and using colors and just experimenting that way. I didn't really find my niche until I was a little bit older, but I definitely started to paint and explore different possibilities during that time.
Nice. I remember when I transitioned from pen work to painting, and the first thing I thought is, why hadn't I done this sooner?
Yeah.
So, Marianne, can you tell me about some of your techniques that you use now that you're more of an experienced painter?
Well, right now, I typically like to integrate some sort of 3D element within my work. My husband does 3D printing as for fun, and sometimes he'll go ahead and print me something that I can implement into my piece. And so that's kind of what I like to do, and it could be textures. It doesn't have to be 3D printing. It could be rocks. It could be paper mache. It could be sand. So really any medium is mine to play with, I guess I could say.
That's super cool. I kind of envy artists that do that, and I aspire to incorporate more into my paintings as well. So
nice.
Cheers to you for doing that.
Thank you.
If you could hand down a torch to a younger person and they could run with it and be a creative and be an artist, like what advice would you give to a next generation of artists? Like if you were the grandparent and you were helping out a kid.
I would say to not conform to societal norms, and even in the art worlds, because there is some stringent rules around art, it seems like nowadays, that we have to follow. But I think that a real artist kind of deviates from the path. And so, you know, taking that into consideration, I think that that is the best advice I could give somebody, is to kind of do your own thing. Don't be afraid to do it, and don't be afraid to express yourself the way you want to, and don't let anybody tell you differently. So,
Amen to that. And is there something you'd like to add as far as where people could find you, or what next shows you might be involved with?
So we have a show coming up. I actually have a business called Always Making Art, so you can visit alwaysmakingart.com, and we have an upcoming show with Art Mart, and that is going to be at in Pompano, I believe.
The Bite Eatery.
Yes, the Bite Eatery. So we'll be there February 15th. So hope to see you there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, and I hope that your career continues to flourish.
Thank you so much, and thank you for spending this time with me.
Thank you. Yes.